Welcome to Breaking Ties, Is Divorce the Answer? This is your go-to source for practical advice and support when considering if a divorce is the right answer for you. Join us each weekday for a quick chat where we'll uncover a variety of topics such as child custody, property division, and self-care. Together, we'll explore the emotional, financial, and legal aspects of divorce and help you find the best path forward for you and your family. Here is your host and Certified Divorce Financial Analyst Professional, Mike Fulkerson.
Hello and welcome to Breaking Ties, Is Divorce the Answer? I'm your host, Mike Fulkerson, financial advisor and Certified Divorce Financial Analyst Professional. And today is going to be one of those unique episodes where I'm going to actually just kind of wing a topic, if you will. And it's not something that I really have to wing as I've gone through the divorce process myself, but I just want to, kind of go through a little bit on considering a divorce from just the personal standpoint of things and what it's like and such. So I don't have an outline or anything to go by. So we're going to go where the thoughts take us. But the first thing I want to just say is really that, if divorce is the path, divorce is the path. You shouldn't have to be unhappy. You shouldn't have to be in a terrible relationship if you don't want to. And yes, if there's kids involved, it's very challenging. I have kids myself. And so there is a lot to think about and there's a lot to process. And it's not normally a decision you come up with on the spur of the moment. It's not usually a heated thing. Usually by the time you reach the decision or somebody says they want a divorce, they've given it a lot of careful consideration and a lot of thought already. And there's been a lot of pieces that have gone into it. I do recommend that you maybe try couples counseling kind of thing, because sometimes it's not as bad as you think. The other person is willing to change or adjust, and you're also willing to change and adjust. I mean, that's a relationship. It doesn't matter if you're married or if you're looking for another person after you are divorced. There's always things that you have to work on communication wise, compromise. Not everybody's going to get along perfectly all the time. You're better suited with some people than others, but outside of that, I mean, the reality is couples counseling, could actually be the right key to unlocking how you guys communicate and get along and reconcile differences and such. I also like to say, and I didn't say this at the beginning, but I am not an advocate for divorce. It is a brutal process. It is very challenging, difficult, emotionally taxing, the whole 9 yards. Even the most amicable divorces a lot of times are still very stressful. There's a lot of stress. And so when you look at going through the process and getting it and considering it, that's why I always say check all the boxes of everything first before you reach the final verdict of actually filing for divorce. Because once that happens, it's going to get tough for a while. But at the end of it, and you get through it, things will be better. They will. They tend to be better, after you get through the process kind of thing. So all in all, nobody wants to get divorced. And I always say pay special attention to how you feel. And, you're going to have a lot of communication, especially if you have kids. You're going to have a lot of communication with just your family members. You're going to have a lot of communication, a lot of things. You don't hide it. Get out in front of it. Talk about it, because that in and of itself actually helps relieve the stress. Self-care is very important. You got to find a way to have an outlet, whether it's exercise, meditation, reading a book, whatever it is, walking around the neighborhood, down the street. Make sure you take care of yourself. And, like many things, it'll be difficult, but it'll get easier. And so, I wish you the best of luck on your journey and the choices that you make with regards to this. And I also know that, you won't take making this decision lightly, because none of us do that have been through the divorce process itself. And with that, I do want to thank you for listening to all the episodes. It's, it's good information. And, I wish I had some of that information when I was going through the divorce process, just to bone up on and understand and such as well. So I do appreciate you, liking the videos, also just, sharing them with other people who may be in a similar situation. So that's going to wrap up today's episode of Breaking Ties. Is Divorce the Answer? A little bit different here, but all in all, have yourself a great day and take care.
We want to thank you for listening to this episode of Breaking Ties, Is Divorce the Answer? With Mike Fulkerson. For questions, please reach out to Mike via email in the description or give him a shout at 630-444-1410. And remember to subscribe, like, and follow.